Hello and welcome back to Film Posers for Boricuas ranting, raving, and reviewing cinema. And today on our YouTube channel, we are going to be talking about Mortal Kombat. And our moderator will be Juan Mojica. Take it away.
Hello. First of all, we'd like to welcome our very special guest, Hannah.
He likes to be tall.
Hannah is a huge fan of the Mortal Kombat agenda. She is here to spill everything. And so, yes, welcome back to Film Posers. We are so grateful to have been invited to an exclusive screening of Mortal Kombat. We got to see it in theaters, and you are going to find out our general reactions. So, a little bit about the plot. The plot follows MMA fighter Cole Young, who is unaware of his heritage and is being hunted down by Emperor Shang Tsung's the best warrior, Sub-Zero, who seeks out to train with Earth's greatest champions as he prepares for a high-stakes battle for the universe. So, very quickly, Mortal Kombat is based off the very popular video game series. Yes, we are getting the receipts here today.
You came prepared.
I stay ready. I stay ready. And so, yes, based off the very popular video game series, obviously I've played some of the games. So going into this, I was excited to see what they ended up exploring. And this isn't the first live action version of the movie of the property, Mortal Kombat. It was first made in 1995 by director Paul W.S. Anderson, who you'll probably remember from the Resident Evil movies. So right off the bat, I will say this feels like the first film off of a trilogy because it sets up a lot of pieces of a puzzle that's going to look really cool and really great when it's done. And normally I hate when movies do this because a sequel is never guaranteed. And it's always a risk to do this when it comes to this approach in storytelling. But here it works. I thought this is something that both fans and people who mainstream audiences who don't know this brand could watch and they can enjoy it. I thought it was fun. I thought the world building and the fight choreography are very well done. It's really violent considering the fatalities and brutalities they use, which are very similar to the video games, one of them being very similar to, I think, the newer one, number 11. So that was fun to watch. There were a lot of Easter eggs, which for people who know the brands are going to be like, yes, yes, I know this. And I'm the poser who knows the brand. So at one time, one of the posers was in the theater like, who is this one? I'm like, this, and this. Gotcha. So it was fun to do that. It's a great friend activity. They look cool. I think if you're squeamish, you may want to reconsider watching it in theaters. It goes a little hard, but we're going to get into that. I was entertained from beginning to end. I thought it did what it had to do. And if anything, after the movie, I played Mortal Kombat XL because I wanted to play the game after watching the movie. So it's fun. I think it was an exciting ride. It was fun. And I actually think it should be seen in theaters. What do the posers think? Let's continue with Gabriela.
Yeah, so I know nothing of Mortal Kombat. I've never played the games. I just knew the name Mortal Kombat. Like that was it. And like the dragon logo that it has, that's like the mark of the champions. That's pretty much all I knew about Mortal Kombat. So going into this film, I went in, I was expecting a crash course of Mortal Kombat. And so I asked Anna and Juan because they have played the game and they knew. So they told me, oh, basically gave me a little bit about what Mortal Kombat is about and told me a few names of the characters. And I was like, okay, cool. But obviously, like the film starts and the opening scene is kind of shocking. And I asked Anna, why are you so surprised? Isn't this like the plot of the game? And she goes, no. So I went, oh. So I am completely lost right now. And there are new characters, like the main character, Cole. Apparently he doesn't exist in the games. So all this time I thought he was a character in the game. And then Anna is like, no, he doesn't exist. So I give up. I give up. So basically she told me Scorpion is like the main one of the game. And when Scorpion appears, everyone in the theater cheered. So that's when I realized, oh, he's the important one because everyone cheered when he appeared. But yeah, I was kind of lost, I'm gonna lie, because I didn't know the characters, and since the movie does something new and it doesn't necessarily follow the game, then I was even more confused because I thought that that was part of the game, but turns out it's not. But you know, the fights were really good. I was really entertained and invested in the fight. So every time there was a fight on screen, you know, I was on board. And after watching the trailer, it was a specific moment that I wanted to watch, and that was the blood dagger. So when that scene finally happens, is beautiful, chef's kiss. I wish it happened every time. You know, not just that one scene. I just wish it was in every single moment they used the blood dagger, because beautiful, love that. But yeah, overall, I loved the fight sequences. The choreography was great. You know, the directed, it was really cool how the fights were coordinated, and the special effects, they were really cool as well. But when, you know, there was no fighting going around, I really didn't care about, you know, what was going on. And if they kind of failed to explain the whole moral, what is Mortal Kombat. We don't actually get to see or be explained well what Mortal Kombat is. Again, I found out what the actual Mortal Kombat is thanks to Anna and Juan. So if you're gonna try to find out what the actual Mortal Kombat is from the film, it's not gonna be successful. Like, they don't really explain it other than one time where it's written in a picture, Mortal Kombat, and four of us went, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio meme. But yeah, I have fun. You know, it's definitely a fun film, but it lacks substance when it's not about the fighting. Which, you know, if you're going to adapt a video game to a film, which is already very difficult, you know, it hasn't been done successfully. I think the one that was kind of like a little bit better was Assassin's Creed, and even that was not as good. So it's a challenge. But again, if you're a fan of the games, I think you'll enjoy it more than I did. It's not that I didn't like it. I was kind of lost. But the fightings, yes.
Gabriela, you forgot another popular video game movie, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh God.
Exactly.
Exactly. Now, Gabriela's point of view, it brings up something interesting. I do feel this movie is going to bring up mixed reviews because of that. If you don't know and you don't go with someone who does know and you don't watch it with someone that at least can fill you in, it could result in that reaction. But again, the director did pitch this as the first of a series or a trilogy. So the concept of Mortal Kombat could be brought up later on. So Anna, what are your thoughts on Mortal Kombat?
So I thought the movie was pretty entertaining. We got to see the iconic characters such as Scorpion and Sub-Zero. There was a lot of Easter eggs that the people that play the game will surely notice. I like that we got the gory aspect of the video game. There were some scenes that were like, oh, okay, I like that. I like what they did. It was really creative in that part. However, I felt that when we don't get to see the fighting scenes, that was the highlight of the movie. When we get to the actual story, there's no substance and it's kind of boring. You just want to go back to the fights itself, and the movie just feels like a big trailer to another film that, yeah, we recently found out this was supposed to be like a 3-part series, but we don't know when the next film is gonna be. And I really hope they make another movie because we wanted to see the Mortal Kombat itself, but we didn't got it. And the movie ended with a big twist, with a big character reveal that people from the video games are surely gonna notice who he is. So I hope that we at least get the second film. And I feel that they should try harder in a way or with the storyline itself, because I felt that that was the weak part of the film per se. Anything like everything else was great. I liked the choreography, I liked the special effects, especially the blood dagger that we finally got to see. The ending fight with Scorpion and Sub-Zero was pretty great. And I just hope that, yeah, we get to see the second movie because I really just want to see the Mortal Kombat itself.
All right. Now, Josie, what are your thoughts on Mortal Kombat?
Gabriela basically said everything I was gonna say. I'm on the same boat, except I guess on the contrary, I didn't ask anyone what was going on. I just basked in my lack of knowledge and went along for the ride. So that was my experience. I just tried to see it as a film and not as an adaptation because again, I was not familiar with the source material. So again, I just went along for the ride, and it's basically, in summary, everything that's been said. Story wise, it wasn't as concrete as it could have been. It was a very character driven story, though. I did enjoy the characters. There was one character in particular that I'm going to call Cyclops. I liked everyone else, though. And so character wise, it was good. The highlight are the fights. In terms of fighting choreography and the events, that's the highlight of the film. And if that's what you're looking for, then you're going to be very satisfied. But other than that, it lacks in mostly every other element of the film. Though I do want to see a sequel, just because what they leave us with at the end. And again, the ending just leaves a lot to be desired, and hopefully we do get a sequel. But other than that, again, characters were the highlight and the fights were the highlight.
If you had to recommend for everyone a version to see this on, because it will be on HBO Max the same day as it is in theaters, what would you recommend?
It feels like a comfort watch. Just sit back, watch gore, and eat a snack on your sofa.
Yeah, this is more of a laid back type of movie that there's no thinking or anything, just watching a movie and enjoy the action.
Yeah,
But of course, if you want to support the box office,
I was
that's
gonna say the if you really want to see the fight scenes on a big screen, I would see it in like a high premium format, like a CXC here in Puerto Rico, or even a drive-in. I think both would do very well in terms of if you want to see the fights on a big screen. If you don't mind seeing it on your TV or on your computer, however you watch HBO Max, then yeah, you can watch it from home. But I enjoyed watching it on a theater screen. And that was my first time back at the theater.
There was a moments that it could highlight more in the theater, like the action sequences and the special effects, rather than just watching it on your laptop on your television screen.
yeah, I think if you're a fan of Mortal Kombat and you know the game and all that, maybe watching it in the theater is a good idea. But if you're like me and Josie who had no idea, maybe it's like a fun time to watch on your couch and you learn something new because it's different if you go and pay full price for a ticket for a film about something that you don't know and the movie does not do a good job in explaining it to you, then you're going to be a little bit lost. Meanwhile, if you watch it in your house, you can pause it and Wikipedia Mortal Kombat and read, and then you can press play again and understand it a little bit more. But again, if you want to go watch it in theaters, I think the special effects and the fight scenes are look really great on the big screen. So, it's not like it's going to be a horrible time because the fight scenes are really really cool. So it's a win-win, honestly, whichever medium you choose to watch.
All right. And with that, we conclude our review of Mortal Kombat, which will be available on April 23rd on HBO Max and in theaters. So you can go get your tickets or you can sign up for HBO Max and see for yourself what your thoughts are and which poser you agree with. Again, thank you so much for watching. And remember, we're all film posers. Bye.
Bye.
bye.